Okay. I can gonna be oogling at that art for a while, but I think I need to leave a review real quick. Otherwise I'm gonna be here for a while. So I think in general after 15 hours of playing, it's hard to it's hard to say that it's hard to say, like, just coming hot fresh off finishing it, that I don't know if I prefer the original or this. Holy shit. But, the original is I'd argue in the sense that it is a perfect game. It is one of the greatest horror games ever made. This is definitely hitting that pedestal as well, in my opinion. Like, they took everything that I think that what made the original so good and just amped it up. The Verdugo section, I think Salazar's section got a pretty good buff. And they cut some stuff. And I'm already thinking of a boss fight they cut, but they replaced it with an extended ending section, which worked a lot better. And Krauser got a way better boss fight, in my opinion. Oh, dude, tons of stuff that reminded me so much. This reminds me so much of why I liked the original RE4 so much. The most recent professional stream we did back in January, I was playing through that, having a fun time, but that just rekindled my love for RE4, and just, gave me a huge more amount of respect for it. But this tripled that. Like, Capcom knows what they're doing with this, and I always, me, I'm a huge Capcom nerd slash fan on this channel, but I gotta keep saying it, they're winning it out of the ballpark. We're currently in the redemption arc, and we're coming out of it now, because we're going to reach Cap God status, hopefully, once Street Fighter 6 comes out. And that's when we'll know if we have truly been redeemed. Because we're reaching it. And I can definitely see it with this. I remember back in, I think, late 2019, I remember having talks when the rumors first started happening after, mid-2020, sorry, around when the RE3 remake came out. I remember having talks with, joking around with Mickey about, oh, if they remade RE4, they'll cut the castle, they'll cut the lake, they'll do all this stuff. And we joked about that, but I never thought RE4 needed a remake. In RE3's case, I always thought, yeah, that game definitely deserves it, considering it was a much more of an add-on to RE2, but RE4 was fine. There was nothing that people didn't like the tank controls, and I think it could benefit with, a modern twin-stick control scheme, but here we are. I think this is almost just as good, if not better than the original in some ways. There was some stuff that was cut out that I noticed. Some lines weren't there that I might not fully agree with, but in return, we got some interesting changes that I did really like in the end. And yeah, thinking about it again, the stuff they cut out either got changed and reworked to work in a different way to change your expectations, or yeah, this is what a remake is. Not the same game made in HD again. I'm looking at you, Last of Us. Anyway, freaking, I loved it. I can see myself playing this one for a while, just like the original one. And the amount of content that is here. Freaking, all this stuff you can unlock. And I got 2 more playthroughs after this to do too. Holy shit, dude. I'm looking forward to playing through this again. If at all possible, I think a professional playthrough is due for a stream, considering how much fun I had on the last one. Oh Oh god. And I was also surprised with how difficult this was. There were some bits of it where the game, like, I was on standard because I remember hearing people were saying how the hardcore, even though it said, like, oh, for people who have played the original, they find this challenging. Standard was just challenging enough. And I'm glad they kept the difficulty just around the way it was like the original. God, dude, this game was fantastic. Honestly, proving yet again that Capcom has no fear in just, you know, shooting balls out of the ballpark like this. And crazy to think, too, that, believe it or not, Resident Evil has been almost a yearly franchise now for a couple years since 2019. We've gotten 2 remakes, 2 new games in the span of 4 years. Can you believe that? Like, 4 to 5 years, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5 new games. And probably within, like, 1 or 2 years, we're gonna see RE9. And then possibly, judging by how this ended, we might get an RE5 remake. If they're really willing to go that far. Which, after this, I'm pretty confident in it. They did... I think if you were going to choose... The original RE4 is still a classic. Like, it's the perfect blend of horror and action. This one definitely leaned a bit more towards the horror aspect. Like, I won't spoil anything, but there were a couple bits that they changed that definitely was skewed more to the horror side, and it really benefited from it. A boss fight that happens way later kind of has changed a little bit to benefit the horror aspect. Oh, dude, I'm definitely gonna do hardcore on my own time, but I might consider a professional playthrough on stream again, just like I did with the original. Because that was so much... Even though the game threw a bunch of BS at me, that was still so much fun. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think what... You know, just like DMC5, I'm trying to think what was objectively bad. Oh, I know what was bad. The bloody auto-sort button on the inventory! Auto-sort button? Wait, what? I'm sorry, but... Where's the fun in that? Like, now my bullets are down here, and now the handgun ammo's over here, and... Oh... Yep, no. It's less pretty. Yeah, see? Where's the fun in that? It just completely ruined my rhythm. You know what? No. No. You know what? See? Doesn't that look so much better? Doesn't that look better? That looks a lot more appealing than the crap it just tried to give me. That did not need to be there. That happened too many times when I was trying to like mash sprint getting out of the attache case screen, and then it would auto sort everything. And I must not be the only one that thought this, that I don't think we really needed that. Because it just screws up. For anyone that has like OCD or like really wants to make sure everything is completely organized, you're gonna press that by accident and it's gonna completely ruin your flow and you have to reset everything back to its normal position. I think that and yeah, that's really it. Oh, that and I think Salazar's best lines kind of got omitted, but that's just me. I'm a Salazar fan. But his boss fight was pretty damn good, I'll say that. Gave me a bit of a runner. And yeah, friggin'... I gotta give a shout out as well to Kota Suzuki, who did the soundtrack for DMC5, who did the soundtrack for this. He definitely knows what he's doing. And I can definitely tell it was him, like, the moment I heard the later Ganado fight songs and even Mike's theme near the end. He definitely knows how to make some pretty hype stuff. And I only cannot wait for him to eventually, you know, if he does work on the RE5 remake, or, you know, eventually works on DMC 6. And I'll argue that this game is probably as close to as good looking as Devil May Cry 5. Like, if we're rating how good the RE engine has gotten, this is a contender with DMC 5. Like, dude, I don't know how they managed to make the game look so that good and run at 60 goddamn frames per second on this. And I'm also glad my endgame strategy of saving the rocket launcher for last and still work. Wow, I'm very, very happy with how this... I'm gonna be staring at this stuff for a while. And you know, I wish there was, I almost want to play this remake with the tank controls. Because I always found the D-pad, like, setup they used for the original RE4 so comfortable, because it saved me from having to jump my thumb to another stick. But they made the Ren 9 in such a way that you had to play it like original RE4 anyway, so I was pretty comfortable with that. I'm legit trying to think of anything else that I really bring up. Yeah, I really don't know. Like, I'm going through it, there were so many moments that I was so giddy about, like, they changed and how they made it a lot more scary, and I was just getting so hype about it. Like, this is the most giddy RE playthrough on stream or whatever I've done for this channel. Like, every single time I knew something was coming up, I was just like... I was more excited than scared, but there were some moments that got me. God, dude, I'm so happy with this. I hope... the fact that it also sold 3 million copies after the first few days proves that I think this is going to be on Capcom's Platinum title list, guaranteed, without a doubt. Because everyone loves RE4, and, you know, I think a whole new generation... I'm glad a whole new generation of people are going to experience why RE4 is so good. And, hell, it might even encourage them to play the original, probably, but this is... I would argue this is so good in its own right that you might not even need to. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I played. I'm glad I got to stream it for you guys. That was so damn fun. And we might do it some more with a professional playthrough, so do let me know in comments and stuff if you want to see that. That was... oh boy. Yeah. Final thoughts? I think... I'm not gonna give this a 10 out of 10 yet, because I think another playthrough will probably cement that. Right now this is going to be a good 9. Until I just fully decide that. With DMC5, it was easy to say, yeah, perfect game, they did everything right. But I'm gonna need to play through this again to really make sure. This is like Silent Hill 2, like the original Dead Space, all these other great horror games. You need to put this on you need to really consider before putting this on a pedestal, because the Dead Space remake in January popped off. This is super popping off. I can only pray, being a Silent Hill fan, that the Silent Hill 2 remake is good. Now it's got a lot to live up to. Yeah, dude, I'm giving this a solid 9 out of 10 until further notice. Again, another playthrough will cement it. But yeah, I'm very happy with what I played. I think Leon from the original RE4 can put it best with, should you buy this and play it? Way! I'm gonna gush at the concept of it.